Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Suds News. As always, my name is Vinny. This is Angela, and we are here live out with you Monday night, February 3rd. We're already in the second month of the year, and we're into February sweeps. Angela, how are you?
I am well. How are you tonight, Vin?
I am doing great. We've got some breaking news. We're the first show on after the breaking news, so we'll go over that in just a little bit. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the chat. Definitely join the chat. Whether you're watching on Twix or on YouTube or on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, get notified, interact with the chat. Comment, react to the chat as well. It helps with the algorithm and help get us higher and higher and higher, because then we can bring you more and more and more. As always, I do want to remind everybody that if you are a WWE fan, we are an official affiliate of WWE Shop. So go to suds-media.com/wrestling merch. That has our affiliate URL link in that URL code, and whatever you buy with that, we get a commission off of it. Hello, Donna. Welcome to the chat as well. But yes, Angela, we've got some breaking casting news that we just found out about earlier this afternoon.
Devastating.
Very
devastating casting news. But yes. You know what? Okay, so Charles Mescher played the charming, suave Jack Brennan. And I had so much to talk about with that this week, but I'll still do that. Has departed. We have seen his last scenes.
Yep.
And he has been replaced by Chris McKenna, who premieres tomorrow, according to Soap Opera Digest. He's already been filming. We already have some behind the scenes pics and pics from scenes they've shot. And yeah, it's very sad. I know there's a lot of information swirling around the Twitter sphere and soap sphere and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't fired.
No, he left on his own accord.
He chose to leave. It was 1,000% his choice.
Yes.
And it wasn't because he didn't like working with Laura Wright.
No,
because I've seen that too. You ridiculous people. Not you, Vin. Them.
As a matter of fact, reading the article on Soap Opera Digest, Laura Wright, working with Laura Wright was the reason why he took the job.
Yes. He adores Laura Wright. And she had, today when, she tweeted out big love to him when somebody, in with the article about the change.
Yes.
So it's not that. So it's very, very sad. But I am reserving judgment, and I'm optimistic about Chris McKenna. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
He played, he has soap opera history as a youngin', but he has a very extensive primetime resume too.
Yes.
It was killing me because I was trying to figure out where I had seen him. And then I remembered, did you ever watch House?
I did, yes.
Okay, so remember when his ex-girlfriend came back, who was the lawyer for the hospital?
Yes.
And she was married, and her husband was sick, and she needed houses. He played her husband.
Okay, all right.
Yes, Simon.
All right.
And, so him and House had some really good stuff because House wanted his girlfriend back, and he didn't want to give up his wife. So, so he played the husband.
Okay, all right. So he does have a lot of acting experience. He's been
massive
on
resume. Massive.
He's been on Young and the Restless. He was on All My Children.
One Life to Live.
One Life to Live.
Yes.
So he does have soap experience. He does have a lot of acting experience. He'll fit right in. We won't have the Australian accent anymore. But
you never know. We might. We don't know yet.
Right, that's true. We don't know. Good actors can do good, different accents. So, we'll see. When I told my mother the news earlier today, she's like, "But I love the Aussie." So, it's a sad day, but
yes,
we'll see.
We all love that charming son of a bitch.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
We definitely do.
Yes, we wish Charles nothing but the best.
That
We
is
enjoyed
true,
his
and
time
we
in
are
Port
going to
Charles
work on
greatly.
getting him on our podcast to talk to him. So fingers crossed, we're working on it.
Yes.
Hi, Coretta. We are all sad about Charles. It did feel like a gut punch. It's you know, a lot to take in, especially when it's sudden. Like,
Yes.
it's different when like with Kelly Monaco, where you knew like 6 weeks or so in advance.
Yeah.
But this was literally his scenes aired on Friday, and then now tomorrow we got a new actor in.
And those scenes that aired last week were filmed before their Christmas break.
Oh, so he literally left at Christmas break.
Yeah, so he's been gone. He's been out for weeks now.
Yeah.
Over a month.
Yeah.
About a month and a half, probably.
Well, Charles Measure, we wish you well in your future endeavors, and whatever else goes, we'll definitely keep a lookout. And
absolutely,
who knows? Maybe when other casting changes happen, maybe he'll decide to come back in a different role. He would make a good Jax if they ever decide to bring Jax back. But hey, David, welcome to the chat. Before we get into last week's General Hospital news, I do want to give good old congratulations to Jey Uso and Charlotte Flair winning their respective Royal Rumbles on this past Saturday, which means they earned their title shots at WrestleMania coming up on April 19th and 20th in Las Vegas. So congratulations, Jey Uso, out of nowhere winning the men's Royal Rumble, and Charlotte Flair making her return to the WWE after a year off. David, Chris's first air date is tomorrow. At least that's what we're led to believe.
Yes, that's what Soap Opera Digest is reporting, is that he premieres tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got 76 people watching live right now. Thank you so much. Let's keep on sharing and sharing alike, because we're going to get into General Hospital from last week, and just a lot of stuff going on. We found out. Let's kind of start with the picture that's there. The headline of Brennan was attacked in the hotel spa by none other than Valentin.
Yes. And was saved.
Yeah, by Carly.
Carly came through clutch. I loved those scenes with Brennan and Valentin. And Valentin, this is for Prague.
Yeah.
Because he thinks that Brennan is the one who tried to kill him, although Brennan isn't.
Right.
And I loved everything we got with Jack Lee all week.
Yes.
Agreed. Him showing up there when she needed him, and then, their flirtiness in her hotel room, him inviting her to do the spa, but then she's like, no, but then she changed her mind, thank goodness. And I got to tell you, I still cannot get over. So it was so funny when she's trying to wake him up. She's like, if you don't wake up, I'm going to tell everybody you died in your bathrobe. But when he opened his eyes and just immediately grinned at her and was like, I'm so glad you decided to join me. That was a James Bond suave, smooth moment. It really was. And that's all I've been able to think about is that moment. And it was so James Bond of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just instantly turning on the charm. Oh.
Yeah, it was a great sequence of everything. Just we saw, we talked last week how Brennan followed her to Germany, and they're talking in the hotel room, and while he's being attacked by Valentin, Carly's on the phone with Felicia, and she's trying to warn her against. Felicia's trying to warn Carly from getting too close to Brennan, saying that he's trouble.
Yeah.
Because Brennan was the one that helped to get Frisco ousted from the WSB.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So there's definitely some bad blood there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. without a doubt. But Carly's just like, the thing is, you know, he keeps coming through for her.
He does. Absolutely. And he keeps, you know, it's amazing to me that it's amazing how so many people are warning, and it kind of seems like this is the template for Carly's life, is that people warn her against those that she keeps in her orbit, whether it's Sonny or Jason or, you know, Alcazar or Jax, and she just goes her own way. She does her own thing, and they're all there to help her out. They're good to her, but not to the other guys.
Right. And it's so funny because everybody's been so convinced all this time that Brennan at any moment is going to turn on Carly.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I see the fans talking about, oh, you know, she told him all this about the FBI with Pikeman and and it's going to bite her in the ass. And she told him this and she told him that. And he saved her and Jason from the FBI.
Yeah.
He, you know what I mean? He's come through for her. He's come through for her in ways that nobody but Jason has.
Exactly.
He's come through, you know, I mean, it's not that nobody has ever done anything for her other than Jason. Of course they have, but never on this scale.
Right.
Never on the scale. Nobody aside from Jason has done things on this scale for her. And I think he finds that disconcerting because Hero has always securely been his spot.
Oh, exactly. He's been the one to save her from everything. So now that this new guy is there, you know.
And Donna's right. She still doesn't know that he got rid of the FBI file.
No, you're right.
She still doesn't know that was him. So that's interesting too. And that little tidbit's still out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's still a lot to come. You know, we'll see how now, and it's funny because I was telling my mother earlier that Laura Wright can have chemistry with a broomstick. So there's no doubt in my mind the chemistry will be there with her and the new actor. But outside of that, you know, it just remains to be seen where they go if they're going to keep up with a possible Jack Lee romance.
Well, the pictures that have come out make it seem like it.
Right.
The two pictures we've seen were both with her, and he's staring at her adoringly in one of them, and he's staring at her adoringly in both of them, but in one of them they're, you know, having champagne in her kitchen. So
yes.
Yeah.
So as far as it looks, they're going to keep on the same track and you know, keep going with it. So although I don't know if you know, Chris is as big as, you know, as built as Charles was. So I'm not sure how he stands up to Steve Burton. That remains to be seen.
I always did enjoy Steve having to look up at him. But I don't know how tall Chris McCann. I guess we'll have to see. Actually, I'll Google it, see if I can find out how tall he is.
Hi, Anya. Oh, so he's 6'3". Okay, so Chris is 6'3". So
I like that.
Taller than Steve Burton. So again, he's still going to be looking up. All right. Well, thank you for that information, Anya. Welcome. Viewing us on Twitter. So or Twix, I should say. By the way, speaking of, while we're talking about Carly and Laura Wright, in April, Angela and I are going down to Stamford, Connecticut to see Laura Wright and Fennell Hughes, and it was supposed to be Charles Measure. However, with the casting change, they've had to change the appearance as well. And instead of Charles Measure, it's going to be James Patrick Stewart, Valentin, the guy that tried to kill him. So he's going to be joining Laura and Finola at all of the events coming forward. He's kind of taking over the spot. However, we here at Suds Media are presenting Laura Wright with a Lifetime Achievement Championship belt from Suds Media, and it has been ordered. If you want to help donate to offset the cost, go to buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia. It has been shared in the chat. Buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia. And if you do donate, your name will go on the card that we present to Laura Wright as well. And you'll be, you know, you'll show how much you love her and all of her work that she's done over the years. So we will be meeting them at the VIP meet and greet, the highest level there is. We'll be going there in April, actually the week before WrestleMania. So we'll be going there in April. So again, if you want to donate and help out, buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media. As soon as I get the picture of the belt, I'll share it, so that you all know what it's going to look like. I think that's what you were referring to, Donna. If not, then let me clarify what you mean. All right. So afterwards, after Carly saves Jack, Thursday's cliffhanger was Brennan knocking on the door, Carly getting up, and he rushes in to kiss her. And I thought it was great.
Smooth, suave. Oh, we were so excited.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's so funny because the Zoom is mostly Jarly fans.
Yep.
But Jack Lee is, while Jarly is still our number one, Jack Lee kind of slid in there as okay, this will do for now. And the majority of us were cheering on that kiss. We were like, damn, very happy with that.
It was a hot kiss. I will admit that. And oh man, it was fantastic. And I even tweeted out, the lyrics to the song from Bohemian Rhapsody. Is this a dream or is this just fantasy? Or is this real life or is it just fantasy?
Yeah.
I thought she was dreaming.
Yeah, that didn't even occur to me until you said it, and it was like a bucket of cold water, and I'm like, oh, please don't let this be a dream. Please don't let this be a dream. And it was so funny too, because I'm like looking in the previews. We're like one of the previews to see if there was an S.
Yeah.
An S rating for the previews. There was not. So no sex the next day, but it's okay. It's all right. The kiss was amazing, and then.
But it was a real kiss. It was not a part of a fantasy. Mm-hmm. And I really like how they did this, because this has been building. This entire relationship has been building. Mm-hmm. They're slowing it down. They're not just hopping in the sheets. And, Carly stops it, and, he's like, well, did I misread something? She's like, no, you're not misreading anything. This is all real. But she's like, I'm not in the right headspace right now. Mm-hmm. And I loved that. I'm sorry, but I absolutely love that.
Oh, I did too. I mean, as much as I want to, him to break her back on every flat surface, horizontal and vertical, I do love that as well. And I love the growth and maturity it shows with Carly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That, she's not just going to use the guy, closest guy to, forget about, all of her troubles and pains. You know what I mean? It was a very grown up Carly moment, and I loved that as a Carly fan.
Yeah, no, it was a great moment. I'm extremely happy how it wasn't, just something to rush into it. Obviously it's been a year, but still.
Right.
They didn't rush into it, and she's like put on the brakes and said, you know what, let's just relax a little bit. Let's spend some time together. And they go out and, go out and just kind of sit by the bonfire, drinking champagne and talking.
Well, he told her that he wasn't there for sex. He had something else in mind, and he had arranged that nice little quasi date for them, which I thought was also awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yep.
And if you yourself need some sexual coaching, you could go over and visit our advertiser, our sponsor, coachingbylori.com. That's coachingbylori, LORIE.com. Use promo code WELCOME for 20% off your first session. Again, coachingbylori, LORIE.com. And promo code WELCOME for your first session, or 20% off your first session. but yeah, it was great. They had a great chat, and I'm so loving the growth from Carly, and I agree with you, Anya. Carly is showing growth, as she says.
Yeah.
So it's great. All right, moving on. Anything else before we move on from Jacqueline that you want to add?
One thing I had wished,
Yep.
and it could still come up, I had wanted him to make a comment about, her, hitting people with things to, a little throwback.
Yep.
But it was all perfection anyway.
Oh, completely agreed. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one moment here. I'm just trying to look at my notes.
Mm-hmm. You do you.
There we go. All right. So I kind of wonder if, because I was kind of wondering if Jason was going to walk in on them, considering Jason's on his way out to Germany as well.
I really wanted him to.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting it.
Yeah. But, they didn't have sex, so.
Yeah, exactly. No, they didn't have sex. They kind of just relaxed and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just talked and whatever.
Yes.
But we do know that Jason is on his way to Germany to talk to Michael.
Which is why I think Carly's back.
Yeah.
I think that she's going to say something about how Jason was with Michael, so she came home to whatever.
Yeah. Exactly. And the whole reason why Jason is going to Germany is because Jason and Sasha had a very long talk this week. They were talking about Sasha's baby. Jason figured out it was Michael's
immediately.
And, Jason's like, I'll take care of you. Everything's going to be okay. And Sasha's like, no, I don't want the help. I don't need the help. I told Michael, and Michael agreed to keep him out of it. And of course, Jason wants to get the confirmation.
Absolutely. Yes.
Go on.
Because that's his baby boy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jason was in protective daddy mode.
Yeah.
And it started with his conversation with Anna.
Mm-hmm.
About the whole Sidwell thing.
Yes.
And he said to her that, and she was like, you saved him. He's alive because of you. And he's like, I have to do more for him right now. And then the Sasha thing happens. And yeah.
And I understand about him wanting to get confirmation from Michael. And no matter how much we love Sasha, and Sasha has grown from her con ways, he basically just kind of called her bluff and said, you said you were a con artist. How do we know you're not lying right now?
Right.
And maybe Michael wanted to be a part of his life, but now that he's not going to be around, you're taking advantage of it. And it makes total sense.
It does. And see, my thing is that, I know that Michael agreed to let her raise the baby without him.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's actually his intention, which is why I think he talked her into staying in town.
Yeah.
In the hopes of changing her mind.
Right. Because then eventually, once the divorce goes through,
exactly,
they can be together and be one big happy family.
Right.
And who knows? They may hold on to the secret because, believe it or not, I feel like Chad Duell will be back sooner rather than later. We've talked about that earlier. And who knows? Chad Duell, Michael may be back before the baby's even born, so they could, come reveal it. But then again, in soap world, she might be only pregnant for 3 months because, it's been 2 weeks and she's already feeling the baby kick. So, But while Jason and Sasha are talking, she feels the baby kick and has Jason put his hand on her stomach, and
grabbed his hand.
Get out of here quick enough.
Yeah, Jason was just like, okay, this is happening. I thought it was sweet. He was the first one to hold Michael.
Yep.
and now he's the first one to feel Michael's baby kick.
Yep.
Other than the mother, which was a sweet moment. But the whole thing was so Cody would see it.
Yes, of course.
And assume that.
Assume that it's Jason's
Yeah.
baby. But I've heard rumors.
Mm-hmm.
I highly doubt they're true, but I have to bring them up. I've heard rumors that they're going to retcon things to make it so that Michael is actually Jason's child instead of AJ's.
Those rumors have been around for a long, long time. I don't. Honestly, when they had Carly say, because Carly used to always say that her child had the wrong father.
Mm-hmm.
And that night, she went looking for Jason when she found AJ.
Right.
And they actually conceived Michael in Jason's bed.
Oh, wow.
They were drunk and conceived Michael in Jason's bed because Jason was off helping Emily.
Okay. Yep.
And Carly had a key to Jason's room. And she, her and AJ drank together at Jake's, and then, one thing led to another. So Carly has always said that her child had the wrong father. She said that to Jason multiple times. And then can I help you? Ugh, I don't know what his problem is.
Even your dog thinks the rumor's garbage.
Yes. Then when she had Jason the other day, when she said to Jason when he was in the hospital, they had those scenes a couple weeks ago. Enough. Yep. I'm so sorry. Stop.
That's all right.
Go downstairs. Go.
Got a couple of run-ins from the doggies.
Yes. She said, she brought up how she used to say that.
Yeah.
And, but she said, but he didn't, he's perfect the way he is. So I'm like, well, if there was any time they were going to change it, this would be leading to that. But I don't know if they're going there. I know a lot of people think that they're going for a pairing with Jason and Sasha, but I just don't know I just don't get that that's what it's going to be.
I don't either. I can't see it. First of all, that would be both of the women that Michael is interested in are dating his uncles.
Right.
Like, which, okay, weirder things in life have happened, let alone on soap operas.
Right.
But, and May, December romances happen all the time. Just ask you happen. But, the thing is that I don't see it. I don't see where everybody thinks it's leading to a Sasha. Now, it may be something where they're pretending to be together so that, because of the baby and whatever, if that's the route they go. But I don't think it's really going to be something.
I don't even know if it's going to be that, because my thing is, I can't see him lying to Danny about this.
Right.
I can't see him lying to Danny, and I can't see him asking Danny to tell this lie. There's not even, why would there even need to be a marriage?
No, there wouldn't.
I don't think, quite honestly, I'm just wondering if this is going to lead to, her having another outburst like she did, saying that she was pregnant with her, saying it's not Jason's baby, it's Michael's, in front of everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I think that, he's going to protect her and take care of her, but I don't think it's going to be him saying, I don't think he's going to say he's the baby's father. As much as I would hate it, as far as, a Michael, because I'm a big fan of the Michael and Jason relationship, as much as I would hate them doing a Jason and Sasha thing because of that, my biggest thing with this is I just don't see them having Jason do that to Danny.
No, I agree.
And I can't see him lying to Danny if he didn't think that it was going to be a permanent situation. I can't see him lying to Danny about it either way, but definitely not if he didn't think that he was going to actually be this kid's father.
Right. Yeah. No.
And I can't see him asking Danny to lie.
Right.
Either. So I don't see. I think this rumor is going to spread like wildfire, like he's out of town, and it's going to come back and it's going to be a big blow up. But I don't think this is going to be Jason claiming Sasha's baby. I really don't.
No. I mean, if anything, what will happen is if she has an outburst saying it's Michael's, Jason will be like, I'm helping to support them, if that's how it goes. But I don't think, no. We're probably the only podcast that is actually saying that they're not heading for a Sasha Jason pairing. Because I think, James Law Jr. on his podcast, Pier 54, even the 10th floor, they all are on this boat that it's going to be Jason and Sasha in a relationship.
And I mean, see, I don't think that's going to be that either, because I think that the plan when Chad Duell comes back is Michael and Sasha.
Which I would be absolutely fantastic with, because I thought they should have never broken up in the first place.
But I just don't think it's going to be Danny or Jason and Sasha.
No, I don't either.
And I mean, I saw Sam and Jason coming from 9 miles away. Everybody did.
I wasn't watching during their build-up, so I can't.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is, like, nothing happened between them until after she had the kid, after the baby died.
Right, because she was pregnant.
They went through the whole pregnancy, and the majority of the pregnancy, she was still in love with Sonny and wanting him back.
So we saw that Cody, Cody jumped to conclusion. Prior to that, the whole reason why Cody went to find Sasha is because Molly was in the stables and bringing him something that he left, his release papers or whatever it was, from being in the drunk tank the night before, and he's Molly's. Was it Brooklyn? So Molly brought the papers to the stable, and Cody was a little off the hinges with her.
Yeah.
I still say Molly and Cody have tremendous chemistry.
Oh, absolutely. I think he has chemistry with her. I also think he has it with Lulu.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Dante comes down to talk to him and about the whole thing, and Brooklyn comes in because she's looking for. Was she looking for Cody, or was she looking for Dante? Either way, she was. Brooklyn came in, and Brooklyn's the one that told Cody that
Sasha was pregnant. Yes,
and that's why Cody went to go find Sasha.
Yeah.
And that's how he jumps to conclusions. But the whole thing with Cody, so here's the thing, is that we're trying to, first of all, I think they dropped the whole secret thing that Cody held for Dante and changed it now to the secret that he held for Brooklyn.
Yes.
Because
it's so funny. He held that secret for so long about Brooklyn being pregnant, but told everybody in the universe about Sasha being
exactly.
Daddy being Jason.
Right. So that kind of credibility is shot right there. Like, but they did make mention of the whole secret that Dante had with Cody not too long ago. So is it that Dante knew about the pregnancy? And
no, I don't. I think that it's the fact that Dante slept with her.
That's what I'm. Okay,
that's what I think that secret is. I don't think Dante doesn't know about the pregnancy. I think that it's that he slept with her, because Brooklyn has said that Dante didn't know about the pregnancy.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Because Brooklyn said that Dante never knew he had a child.
The only person that I believe we know that actually knows about it is Lois.
Yes.
Lois is the only one that knows the Geo is Dante and Brooklyn's child.
Brooklyn doesn't even know what she had.
No.
She didn't want to even find that out, which there are a lot of people who give their children up for adoption and they don't. They don't want to know what the baby, they never see the baby, especially many, many years ago. So, yeah. So she doesn't even know that she had a boy.
Exactly. And there was a comment made today while Brooklyn and Lois were sitting down, like wherever that kid is, or whoever he's become, or wherever he is, and you can see by the look on Lois' face, like
Lois's face is like, yeah.
And the other thing we've said it again on previous shows, but Sonny would not have known about the baby either, because Sonny didn't even know about Dante back then.
Right.
The only reason why Sonny is helping out Gio is because of the closeness between the Corinthos and the,
exactly. Lois asked him to help out.
Yeah.
He did it. He likes to be a big man on campus, spreading money around the neighborhood to help people. And that's why it's not, there's no way in hell. Well, yeah, exactly. Sonny didn't know Dante was his, so he could not know that this kid was his grandkid.
Right, exactly.
Cody knows about the pregnancy because he was friends with both of them way back then.
Yeah, and somebody, okay, and I saw that you had reposted this on Twitter earlier, where somebody posted a scene from when Cody first came in. And
I didn't post it. Somebody else.
No, you reposted it with a thing of, was it you that reposted it?
It wasn't the one with the Brooklyn meeting, Cody.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't me. I think it was the 10th floor that did.
10th floor. Okay, I knew it was one of you guys. Taking one scene and things change.
Exactly, and retcons happen.
Yep.
Period. End of story. It's just how it goes.
Exactly.
I just. These people, I swear to God, the thing that annoys me most about soap fans is them acting like they don't know how soap operas work.
Well, and this kind of goes back to the discussion we've been having ongoing, is that the audience has changed. Social media has changed the audience of soap operas. We see many people saying, "Oh, I fast forward these scenes because X, Y, Z." But then they come back, oh, why did this happen? Well, if you don't fast forward, you'll find out the clues.
Right.
And I think that's what happened, is that the audience has changed, and, they want to jump to conclusions, or they want to go out, oh, we caught him in a lie. We caught him in a change of story and a change of history. History changes all the time.
Right.
Dante himself was a retcon.
Dante was a retcon, absolutely. And Cody and Brooklyn hadn't seen each other since camp when they were in high school.
Right.
So they look a little different.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And it's just the whole... Carly's a retcon. Nicholas was a retcon.
Yeah.
I mean, so many things are, Dante, Olivia.
Yeah.
Because before Olivia and Kate, Brenda was the first woman that Sonny had ever loved. And then we find out that he had this high school true love.
Right.
And he banged her cousin. Yeah, I mean, come on. Everything.
Yeah. And it's like, if everything on the show happened on screen, do you know how small the cast would be? I mean, it's small and incestuous. I mean, you already complained because Sasha and Cody were almost kissing cousins, or they did kiss, but they didn't sleep together. But it's like everybody complained about that, and that was gross. Everybody complains because Drew and Willow is so gross. Could you imagine if they, if it was just everything that happened on screen is the only thing that happened happened in the whole history of the show?
Right. And not only that, it's this is a genre. And here's the thing. You can love it, you can hate it, whatever, but you have to accept the fact that this is a genre that wild retcons happen. This is the genre that Erica Kane had a first trimester abortion. First trimester abortion in the 70s.
Yep.
And they had that grown man child show up looking for his mother. Okay, this is soap operas, people. You have to just get over it. I'm sorry.
Well, you have to get over that. They took that embryo and implanted it into another woman, and then that woman gave birth. And that's what happens. The story, the history changes to bring in new characters, to bring in more drama.
Yes,
and I was listening to another podcast earlier today, and somebody's like, why can't we just have happy couples? Because there's no drama with happy couples. Michael and Willow were happy
for the Hallmark Channel.
Right. Michael and Willow were happy for so long.
Yeah.
hated them because there was no drama with them.
Yeah, it's boring. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Today's soap fans are soft.
Very.
In
Yeah.
my day, it took
Well,
4 years before they even shared a kiss, and then something would break them up immediately.
well, speaking of your day, we've got a new segment on the show. And we are going to lead into that now with Today in General Hospital History. That's our newest segment, Today in General Hospital History. Our historian, Angela, has come up with something that happened on General Hospital with either today or this week, and in the history of the show, because it's a history lesson for me as well, folks.
Yes. Well, I have a few things, but I will start with the today.
Okay.
In 1995, on February 3rd, in General Hospital history, Luke's nightclub opened, and they had a very special musical guest,
Okay.
B.B. King.
Wow.
He played, him and Luke were old friends, and he played the opening of Luke's club. February 3rd, 1995, B.B. King's first appearance on General Hospital. He came back for another appearance later, but that was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Another February 3rd,
Okay.
2017, Franco and Liz exchanged I love yous and had sex for the first time. Some
And
other
I like that
interesting.
pairing. I was never a huge James Franco fan, although there was a lot of good storytelling with him.
Mhm.
But when Roger Howard took over the role, I
Yes.
enjoyed him a lot better.
Mhm. So other things that have happened in General Hospital history this week.
Mm-hmm.
In 1990, Frisco and Felicia got remarried.
Okay.
The Metro Court exploded during the Metro Court hostage crisis in 2007.
I remember that because that's when Greg Vaughn was playing Lucky, right?
Yes. Yep. That was such a great story. That was February sweeps, and it was amazing.
Because if I remember correctly, did Alan Quartermain fake a heart attack?
He didn't fake a heart attack. He actually had a heart attack.
Oh, he actually had a heart attack. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And in 2010, Lulu and Dante shared their first I love yous.
All right.
Hold on one second. I have a couple more.
Okay.
John Stamos in 1982 debuted as Blackie Parrish.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. In 2010, Sonny shot Dante and found out Dante was his son.
Yep. Okay.
Because he shot him, and Olivia, you just shot your son.
Yeah.
In 2003, Jax and Brenda had their first, or one of their, not their first engagements, one of their many engagements.
Okay.
In 2018, Nathan died after feeling the baby move for the first time.
Yep.
And 2006, Luke and Robert were reunited after Robert had been presumed dead since 1992.
Mm-hmm.
In 1999, Ruby's memorial service after Ruby died, because Norma Conley had died.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, Spencer and Esme bid it.
Yep. So, all right. So that is your Today in General Hospital history. This will be a new segment going forward. We're going to be having a new segment, another new segment next week as well. So stay tuned for that. But we're trying to add a few different things to break up the monotony of the show and add it in. So thank you for the history lesson in General Hospital 101.
You're very welcome.
Taking on the moniker on the second show of Professor Angela. So
yeah, right. Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, the 10th Floor podcast has Angela on as Professor Angela during their Days for Dummies show.
Yes. When I don't sleep through it when I'm sick, yes.
Yeah, it has been a year already that Esme and Spencer have died.
Mhm.
Oh, well,
Yep.
presumed died.
Yes, presumed dead.
Because,
Yep.
nobody's ever really dead unless,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, their deaths kicked off February sweeps last year.
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So moving on,
Yes.
I am going to say something that I might have to hide behind a fence from the um fence from tomatoes
Uh-oh.
because I'm going to probably get some hate for this, but Trina is getting on my nerves.
Really? Why?
Because, okay, so we know that we found out that he can't play football anymore. He's got a
Yes.
cracked vertebrae. So, now Trina is trying to parade in, first Portia and then Curtis on trying to get him to lift his spirits because he thinks his life is defeated.
Yes.
Because he only lived for football.
Mm-hmm.
As a former sports player, I used to live for baseball when I was playing it. So I understand when you can't do something that you love anymore, how much it hurts. And you have to take the time. It's a grieving process, like losing a part of you.
Yep.
But Trina, because football isn't important to her, and we saw the scene today with Ty's teammate. I can't remember his name.
Quinn.
Quinn. And Quinn goes off on Trina and says, if it wasn't for you, he wouldn't have been splitting his focus, which I think is a stretch. But
yeah,
because you're in college, you should be going to your classes anyways and doing your assignments anyways.
Yeah.
So, but Trina just can't give Kai any time to grieve.
It's not that well, I understand why you would think that. I think that she's just trying to help.
I get that.
And it's not that it's because football doesn't matter to her, because she's come around on football and she knows it matters to him.
Mm-hmm.
It's that she doesn't want him to lose all hope about any kind of future.
Right. Which I get. And even Kai had said that. I know her heart's in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
I still say they got to bring Brick in as Stephen A. Smith to say, I think you'll be great as a commentator or broadcaster, which I actually thought that they might have done with Curtis today, and Curtis offering him a job at Aurora as a sportscaster or something.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, but that didn't even come up. But Trina had said, well, maybe you need a second opinion. And she brings in Portia, who says, well, an actual neurosurgeon or bone doctor or specialist can look at the MRIs and the X-rays and give you a way to possibly get back to playing football.
Right.
Honestly, maybe he could go ahead and become a WWE superstar. That might be work. A lot of injured football players go there, but that's besides the point. So, and then that doesn't work. He's still down in the dumps. He's still like, what am I going to do? Oh, woe is me. What am I going to do with my life? And then she brings in Curtis. And I love how Curtis goes in there and Kai's like, I'm not in the mood for a pep talk. He's like, good, because I'm not either.
Right. I'm not here to give you one. And the thing is that, I mean, Curtis has a perspective on it that very few people do, because he was.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that Mr. Kai will be doing something in the health and wellness division of Aurora. I see that I think that's coming down the pike for him in the future.
And that would be good, because it's sports adjacent. It's and nothing saying that you can't be a coach or a trainer. You just can't physically take the bumps and get hit and whatever. So that's all there is. That's all it means. We want to thank the 150 people watching right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the show. go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to get notified. And by the way, you get another double dose of me today, because after this show, after Monday Night Raw ends on Netflix, the Raw Rewind comes up right on these very same channels that you're watching here. Maybe not my Facebook page, but all the other channels. You will go ahead and see me with John Anthony and Jesse B from the Lowdown. We'll be talking about Monday Night Raw from tonight. So stay tuned for that later on. All right. So yeah, I could see Kai getting into a career, and I have to say I liked how Quinn went off on Trina and it kind of put her in her place, even though it was a little bit of a stretch.
It was completely a stretch because he wasn't. Trina is not why he is in that bed.
No, she did not
in any way, shape, or
whatever.
Form.
No, and here, but it does bring up the point that college athletes, you know, some of them get preferential treatment because they don't have to go to classes.
Oh, God, yes.
You know, they don't have to turn in assignments, and they're kind of pushed through because their team is winning. PCU went to an undefeated season. He's a leader. And yada, 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 yada. I like how
Trina wasn't wrong for wanting a part, you know, with them being partnered up, for wanting him to pull his weight.
Agreed.
She wasn't wrong for that.
No, she wasn't. And maybe the teacher should have known, oh, this kid's in my class just for the A because he's on the football team and, you know, not partnered. But that's, again, you don't know that kind of stuff.
Right.
And from what I've heard, the actor that plays Quinn, I don't know his name. He was actually the runner-up to play Kai originally. I heard that. I heard that on the internet, so it must be true.
Oh, wow. Abraham Lincoln said they're not allowed to put anything untrue on the internet.
Exactly. Exactly. So I would, you know, I don't want to say I don't like Quinn, you know, because he's just a kind of a bit character. He's there to provide angst for Trina and Kai, considering Gio is going off on his own stories at this point. So he's just there to provide angst. But I did like how Kai was trying to tell Quinn, all right, it's your turn to step up and leave the team.
Right.
I can't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so it is. It's on a logical sense, Kai understands he can't play anymore. Right. But now he's trying to reevaluate his life, and he's depressed because this sport that he's trained for his entire life.
It's interesting to me that Kai has actually accepted that
very quickly too,
and that is interesting to me because I've known a lot of athletes who get that news and are like, nope, I'm doing it anyway because this is what I do. I play ball.
I'm right here. That would be me. I don't take doctor's advice for anything.
Right. So, and I think that, you know, but Quinn is providing that voice.
Yes.
In that, you know what I mean? But Kai's like, no, you know.
So Goodbye Girl asked this, was that a chem test between Quinn and Trina?
I don't think so. I don't think so. He's a bit part. They brought Kai on to be her love interest.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was a chem test with the two of them. I think that he's just going to be very anti Kai and Trina. Yeah.
I think that, you know, but I did like seeing at the end of that scene that Kai texts Trina and said, hey, could you stop by tomorrow? I want to run something by you.
Yes.
So, you know, and I completely understand that, you know, they can't have Kai go into a very deep depression and take so much time to come to a realization. They have to speed it up a little bit for television. But I agree, it's taken, you know, very quickly, and he could just be in denial at this point and be like, I can't play anymore. What am I going to do? And I really think the the talk from Curtis helped.
Yes. Because Curtis was, told him that he was paralyzed from a gunshot wound, and he sees Curtis standing there in front of him, walking.
Yeah.
Exactly. He sees that, that's a picture's worth 1,000 words kind of thing.
Yeah. And who knows, with the way sports medicine is nowadays, I mean, Kai can easily get a second opinion and be like, hey, you're probably going to have to miss out on, your senior year of college playing football and not go to the NFL. But hey, you know what? We could fix your vertebrae and you could do something else in sports. You could play semi-pro football, and be healed enough to where he won't get paralyzed if he gets hit. So I mean, it can happen. It can happen. Moving on.
Oh, goodness.
Moving on. I want to kind of go back a little bit. I saw a Quiet Star put this in the comments. I'm actually loving the BLQ and Lois scenes.
Yes.
I completely agree. They've been great, and we've seen a lot of them this week. With BLQ, with Brooklyn in general, she's been all over the place this week because both her and Chase got their results of their fertility tests, and Brooklyn is a-okay. We know that she carried a baby at one point, and her womb is ready for an inhabitant. To put it bluntly. However,
yes.
Chase gets his results as well, and he's with Willow while he gets his results.
Yes.
And in this situation, now I know what I probably would have done the same thing that Chase did and said, "Hey, you work in the medical field, you could read these results.
Right.
What do they say?"
Right.
And Willow's reading, and she's like, "Oh, you better call your doctor."
He's just like, well, no. Yeah. Now you have to tell me. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I'm asking you. You just, you know how to read it. Just tell me.
Right.
And she's like, "No, I think you should call your doctor." He's like, "No, just tell me." So she tells him that he's sterile.
Yes.
His little swimmers ain't swimming. So, he's obviously feeling dejected, and Brooklyn comes in later on and says, "Hey, got my test back. I'm all good." And,
he's just
I'm going to get rid of all the apps and we'll just wait until it happens naturally. And he's like, "Well,
never going to happen.
Yeah. I can't get you pregnant."
Yeah.
So I felt bad for Chase too. And
I did too. Chase is a good guy. I did feel bad for him, but I think someday he'll get his miracle baby.
I'm wondering if it was
a result of him
being poisoned by Peter August all those years ago.
Yeah, probably.
Was it Peter? Yeah, it was Peter August, right?
I think so.
So I think that's what happened, and that's what killed off all his, his sperm.
The little swimmers.
Yeah. And yeah, there are other options, and I'm sure that Brooklyn and Chase will talk about those other options, whether it's IVF or adoption or what have you. Find a sperm donor and everything. So there are other options out there.
I don't think they'll last long enough to get there, though.
I don't either. Once she tells Chase that she had a child with Dante, so there's two secrets that are going to be coming out. One is the fact that she had a child with Dante. The second secret is that child is living in the Quartermain household, and it's Gio.
Right.
Are they all going to come out
at
the same time, or are they going to separate them?
I don't know, because I mean, it's so much. I don't see it being able to be separated.
Right.
Because once, I mean, it can be, but everybody's going to be pissed at Lois.
Yes.
Like Ned, Sonny, Olivia, they're all going to be pissed at Lois for not telling them.
Yep.
And
especially Ned. Jeez, could you imagine not knowing that your daughter had a child?
oh my God, yeah. Well, you know what? I think Sonny's going to be the most mad, quite frankly, because he's a dick. And he's going to be like, where's my grandbaby? Now, I'm wondering if they're going to do something where, Gio gets hurt or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
he needs a donor, and let's have the whole place tested.
Right.
Similar to how they found out that Julian was Sam's dad,
or Brooklyn does, or Dante does. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways this can go. Where that secret comes out. I don't know if it's all going to be at the same time or not. Yeah, I mean, David, I'd like to believe that Chase will be too, but he was already not happy about the idea of something going on between Dante and Brooklyn in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
And Brooklyn lied to him, and that's a big thing for them.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been sitting here saying, I'm so glad we're doing this for the first time together for all this time, and she's just been staying quiet. He is going to be mad that she lied to him.
Exactly. Yeah. And not to mention, it'll also cause some friction between Chase and Dante, because Chase will be like, hey, you got my wife pregnant, and I can't.
Yeah. And I can't. Exactly. Because this is the thing, is that like a lot of men, well, it happens with women too. It really, I've known a lot of people who dealt with infertility stuff, and it like really, like men, it like makes them doubt their manhood, and women, it makes them doubt their femininity, and stuff. And no, Gio was adopted by a cousin.
Yeah, it was a cousin.
Yeah, Gio was adopted by somebody in the family.
Right.
So he's already, having these feelings about feeling like less of a man.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't get his wife pregnant, but his partner and best friend already did, and he never even knew they had sex.
Exactly.
It's not going to be something he can just take and be fine with. It's just, in real life, it wouldn't be something somebody would just take and be fine with. And on a soap opera, absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And I still hear people saying, oh, well, it could still be Cody's kid instead of Dante's. Cody being the father does not cause nearly as much drama as Dante being the father.
He flat out said that it's Dante's kid. There was no question. It could have been yada, yada, yada. No, it's Dante's kid. And Cody doesn't question that it's Dante's kid. If he had slept with her, he would also be questioning if that was his kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
He didn't sleep with her. It's Dante's kid.
Right.
And the story isn't good. It being Cody's kid doesn't make sense.
No. And now, folks, I do want to put this out there because I've seen the memes, and I know it's all said in jest, but Chase is not, sterile because Brooklyn won't get undressed during sex scenes. That's not
the part that's not working.
Right. Exactly. So, I just want to put it out there because I've seen the memes and the comments, and before we found out that he was sterile, the whole reason why they couldn't have babies because she doesn't get naked for sex. That's just, can't wear a full pantsuit in bed. But we've addressed that before. The actors don't want to get, or Amanda Setton doesn't feel the necessity and doesn't want to, show off her body because of her religion or religious choice or whatever the case is. And the producers are okay with it. So it's a moot point.
Yes. And the thing is that Josh Schwickard said the same thing.
Yeah.
He used to do love scenes and stuff like that, but he has said he doesn't want to do them anymore either.
Right.
So
and probably because his wife goes the whole cast now, could she come on?
Well, him
So
and his wife did a thing where they, an interview where they were talking about how, now that they have kids, they think about, someday what their children are going to see that they did
yeah,
on screen, and they want their values to reflect, which is fine. I
yeah,
mean, that's their choice.
exactly. That's their choice. Absolutely. All right. Moving on because we're already over an hour into this. We still got more to talk about. Um, so not only does Cody a big mouth that thinks thinks that Jason is Sasha's baby's father, Emma now knows and went right to Gio and said, "Hey, I just found out that Jason is Sasha's baby's father."
Yeah.
And I liked how Gio was trying to be like, "Well, it's really not your place to tell." He
Yeah,
would have
he's
said
like,
something.
yeah,
He's like, "I don't think so." I
yeah,
like, yeah, I liked how Gio was kind of being the voice of reason.
yeah. And she's like, I gotta call my mother. And I've got to call my.
Yeah, I
And her
got to call
mother
my
is
brother. I gotta
Jason's
call my
ex-girlfriend.
yeah. I got to call my uncle, being Robert,
No, grandfather.
grandfather. You're right.
Robert is
Yeah,
her, yeah, because
right.
Robert is Robin and Slasher's
Yeah,
father. And here's what's funny is I could so see, her telling Robin that Jason's the father of Sasha's baby, and Robin being like, "Is he though, or is he just saying he's the
right.
father of Sasha's baby?"
Yeah,
Because she knows about Carly, she knows about Sam.
yeah.
So is he
And and I
though?
and I like how Gio said, I was in the room when Sasha said she was pregnant, and Jason was there too, and he didn't even react. He was just as shocked as everybody. He was just standing there stoic like a
Yeah,
statue. And I was like, yeah, that's what he does. um, that was funny. Um, but yeah. So I wonder. All right, I got to ask you, seeing as we're talking about Emma, how are you liking the recast of Emma so far?
I like her.
Do you think that
I like her.
the
I think
do you think the character of Emma has changed too abruptly and
no.
too much 180 in a different direction than the old?
We didn't know the character of Emma. We only saw her a couple times as a, teen or young adult, and
Mhm.
it was visits to her grandmother or whatever. You know what I mean? We didn't actually know her character. So,
Right. No, I
you know
I
what I mean?
completely agree.
And
Yeah.
what her mother told her grandmother about her, could very, we've all been teenagers
Yep.
and, young adults.
Yeah.
I think most of us know about, the persona our parents know. And
Yes. Exactly. Um, I'm enjoying the new Emma,
yeah,
and I like. And here's the thing: she's like you just said, she's a late teen. She's
hmm
college age. She got kicked out of one school for having a party. And now She's gonna allegedly be going to PCU, and she's pickpocketing, and who knows? Both her parents are doctors high on the food chain. Maybe she's rebelling because she got no love as a kid.
well,
While she was
yeah,
in birth.
I think that I don't think that it's that she got no love because, I
Right.
think that it's more, I like that she has a little bit of an edge to her,
I do too. Kind
and
of
yeah,
balances out the goody two shoes of Gio.
She's Robin and Patrick's daughter, but she's Anna and Robert's granddaughter. And,
Right.
they were super spies, and Anna was all kinds of a mess.
And look at Noah too. Noah was a
Right.
mess.
hmm
So I mean, there's genes
And
from
I
both
mean,
sides.
before settling down with Patrick, with Robin, Patrick was a big man whore.
Oh yeah, he really was.
partier and yada yada, and so, I don't think that it's, any lack of parenting or anything like that. I just think that she's got a rebellious streak.
Yep. I
You
agree.
know, I think it's cute how passionate she was about saving the animal. I thought that was real. And I like her because my thing is that if she was all sweetness and light,
Yep.
her and Gio would be boring
Agreed.
because he's already very sweet. You can't have two sweet people. It doesn't work. It's boring.
No. You need to have
There's got to
the yin and
be,
yang.
yeah, there's got to be an edge somewhere.
Well, because look at, again, going back to Brooklyn and Chase. Brooklyn was the one that was shady at times, and Chase was a goody two shoes, and they even each other out. I mean, hell, the first time they met, he was arresting her.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, I mean, Gio and Emma work together, and I like how she's been kind of a very sarcastic person the whole time until she talks about the animals, and Gio makes one joke, and she gets offended because of her passion for the animals. So, I mean, it kind of shows a different dimension to the Emma character now, that when she's, when she is passionate about something, don't joke with her.
Yes.
Wasn't there another kid, another child on Scotty and Lucy's daughter, Serena? Isn't she like, somebody that works with animal rescue or something?
She's off saving she works with like Greenpeace and stuff.
Do you think that gives an opening for her to come back?
I mean, possibly. She's older though.
Okay, so she's more.
Yeah, she's like Cody's age.
Okay.
Yeah, she's older.
I mean, who knows? That could be if they do decide to go in that direction, maybe then we get Scotty back too, because he's, who knows? Ken Schreiner's always trolling the internet, so
he's such a troll. He really is.
All right. Let's see. Moving on. Rick and Ava. They're seen at the Metro Court at the bar where Ava says thank you for doing all this work pro bono, and he's like pro bono.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love Rick. Yeah, I so love Rick.
I laughed out loud at that because it's so in Rick's character. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too. I'm gonna kiss you and then get you to pay me for it.
Yeah, and, right. Yeah.
She's like, well, that stops now until all of our business is out of the way.
Yes, but I really like Rick and Ava as a potential pairing.
Yes,
a lot.
Yep. I really want to see them keep going with that pairing.
Yes,
and because it's just awesome.
I also thought it was interesting that they had Rick pick up on there being something wrong with Sonny.
Yes. Yep.
And is it just me, or does every time he needs to do like his heart medicine, I picture the dad from Sanford and Sons?
Yeah.
The big one, Elizabeth. Yeah. Every single time.
Yes. Maybe he's channeling Red Fox every time he does that.
I'm like, I swear to God, I will stand anybody who sends this man to the great beyond.
Could you? All right. Picture a scenario, if you will. Sonny is having an episode, needs his medication, and the only person that's around is Tracy. And she withholds the medication from Sonny.
Oh God, that would be a glorious, glorious scene and a glorious throwback.
Yeah.
It really would. Especially because, I mean, honestly, that could be how he went out.
That would
And
be
it would be epic.
Yes.
Absolutely epic. Hi, Nathan. Yeah, that would be like so epic of a scene. It really would. Oh, good Lord. I
All
hadn't
right,
even thought about that. I thought about
Elizabeth
Ava doing
Corday,
it.
Chris Van Etten, we know you watch. You got to write that. That's got to be the way that Sonny goes out.
Yeah.
Oh man,
God, that'd be glorious and beautiful.
But
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Rick picked up on stuff that Sonny was off because Rick and Ava did go see Sonny and Diane in the
Yes.
at her office, and they're saying they're still going to go through the lawsuit, and because they're going to call Christina to the stand, and Christina held her cool.
Yes.
Donna says she's
But
all
Rick
in.
was also right.
Yep.
Rick was right that it's different standing there in that office than being on the stand.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And trust me, I've been through custody battles myself, so it is difficult when you're up on the stand and you're getting grilled.
Now, what was I going to say? I think it also cracks me up that kid's with Carly.
Yeah, exactly.
Just just leave her with Carly and let her parents each get visitation.
Well,
for the love of God.
Here's the thing, and this is pointed out in that when Christina said, "I'm going to make sure that she stays with the right parent," she didn't originally say her father. Her father.
Yeah, she's not with Sonny. Yeah,
right.
She's with Carly.
So she may say, "Oh, Carly's been taking care of Avery, and I think she's safest with Carly."
I mean, she'll never say that, but she absolutely should say it.
I think she might. I think there's a chance.
And I think that if they had Avery pick,
Avery would say Mama Carly.
I think it's hysterical that even with Carly out of town, the kid is at her house.
Yeah, because Josh is there.
With Josh and Lucas. Josh and Lucas, right. Yeah. They're taking care of the girls.
Right.
I'm just like
203 people currently watching. Thank you so much. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, get notified, share alike. Definitely go to our YouTube, youtube.com/suds-media. If you're not watching on YouTube, go there and subscribe, because not only do you get all of our Suds news, you also get Dockside at the Bay. You also get Take Me Down to Studio City, which will be going back into production pretty soon. Yeah. You also get Angela Answers fan mail that, again, will be going back into production hopefully this week. We'll be putting on a new episode, as well as multiple wrestling shows from Chair Shot Media, including Chair Shot Sports, our Raw Rewind, as well as the SmackDown review, as well as PLE reviews and TNA. A lot of wrestling and soap operas on these networks. So definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get notified anytime there's something new coming on our YouTube channel or Twitter or Facebook. If you want to get our pre-recorded stuff, whether it's Dockside at the Bay, Take Me Down to Studio City, or Angela Answers fan mail, early and ad-free, go ahead and sign up for our Patreon. Patreon.com/Suds and Squared Circle. That will go ahead and get you everything early and ad-free. And we're going to be getting more stuff up there in the near future. And again, if you do want to help out, help and donate to offset the cost of the Lifetime Achievement Championship belt for Laura Wright that we're going to present to her in April, go to buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media and donate. And if you do donate, your name will get added to the card that we give her with the belt in April. So buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media.
Yes.
All right. I got a couple more things to go. I gotta give, no matter how much it pains me, Nancy Lee Grahn has a lot of scenes this week that she could be an Emmy winner for.
Yes, I think she's absolutely going to get a Best Supporting Actress nom.
I really hope so, because she deserves it after this
Oh
week.
yeah, I mean, I love Nancy Lee Grahn. We share the same politics, so that I don't have an issue with that. I know a lot of people do, but she's a phenomenal actress. Love
Yeah.
her politics or hate them, she's a phenomenal actress.
Oh yeah, she is.
She is.
I can't deny that. Political stuff aside, she is fantastic in that role,
Mm-hmm.
and she has been for a long, long, long time.
Yes.
And the way that she reacted in the office with Diane,
Mm.
and when she told Diane that Sam was murdered,
Mm-hmm.
just, oh my God, you could feel the emotion coming off of the screen.
And then even today with Sunny, I mean, they have a really great vibe too, but even today with Sunny, where she was, saying that she hates this world.
Yeah.
That was just really real.
It was.
And she just played it so great, just amazingly.
She did. Absolutely. I can't deny, the fact that she was fantastic in that.
Yeah.
And we still have yet to have the will reading of Sam's. Or did we have it already? Because I know they were looking for a real, like a newer will. The Diane
There wasn't one though. That was just the one Diane had.
Okay.
The thing is, I mean, the only thing that Sam really had was the penthouse, which I'm assuming now was destroyed when Sunny's was destroyed. But still,
That's true.
I mean, it would have just, gone to the kids, because her wishes for the kids, carry no legal weight with their fathers being alive.
True. Yeah. So
none whatsoever, no legal weight at all. So, and Alexis even said that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that a will reading is going to happen or would matter.
Right. No, that makes sense. But we now know that after we figured out that everybody was getting murdered with Sam and Dex and the other people, Liz and Lucky come up with a scheme to get some more patients' information from Turning Woods.
Yes.
And oh my God, this felt like a Three Stooges type of deal.
And that's always been what it was with them. That it very much was a throwback to the Musketeer days with them and Emily and Nicholas. I thought very much a throwback to them, to those days.
And they go to Turning Woods. Elizabeth is supposed to be meeting with one of her friends or former worker, former colleagues who works there.
Not working that day.
Yeah, not working that day. And they're talking to the nurse and trying to be like, "Hey, I'm here on behalf of my uncle," and which a complete bullshit story that anybody could see right through.
But it's funny, Lucky is a Spencer. They work well off the cuff.
Yeah. And so the director of Turning Woods comes out and says, "What the hell are you doing here?" Yes. Like, I felt that was a little harsh at the very beginning. Like, I can understand him saying, "Hey, what can I help you with?" And then, after Lucky's like, "We're going to sue your, sue this place and everything," then get a little edge to your voice. I felt like coming out and saying, "What are you guys, what are you doing?"
It's funny. I loved how quickly he pivoted.
Yes.
Lucky pivoted to that.
Yep. And then as the documents are printing, Elizabeth's like, Elizabeth goes to grab them and she knocks over her purse and she's like, "What are you doing behind there?" "My purse fell. Calm down. We're leaving."
Yeah.
It was funny. It was a funny story, a funny, little thing, but it got the job done.
Yes.
And as we saw today, they found another one of Cyrus's patients that died from a cardiac arrest after being, she had dementia, but in otherwise perfect physical health. So they're on to Cyrus.
Yes. And then we also have Josh on to Cyrus.
Yes.
Yep. And I loved her little conversation with Lucas.
I did too. Yes.
I loved when, he was like, promise me you're not gonna. She's like, I don't want to lie to you. He's
Right.
like, why can't you just agree? It's just genetics.
Yep. I love it.
Perfect. I cackled. I cackled at that one. Like, yeah.
All right. So last thing to talk about. Let's see, because Sidwell. Sidwell meets Laura, and
yes,
Laura's trying to push him out of town.
Yeah. You're not welcome around these parts.
Yeah. But now the news is getting out to, Lucky and Isaiah and, Sonny and Alexis that Sidwell, Alexis already knew because she gave him the title of the house, but
yeah. Sonny's just like, oh wow, Sidwell. Yeah, going to LA. Sorry.
Yeah.
You guys got this though, right?
Yeah. So Sonny's going to LA, to the point where he's Brick made him the doctor's appointment in LA because it's so far away that none of the 5 families will know that he's sick.
Although I don't remember, wasn't there a West Coast threat a couple of years ago?
There was, but I thought that was Cyrus.
It's weird. No, it wasn't. It was after Cyrus.
Really? I thought that was before Cyrus.
It was after Cyrus was already in jail, but before he was back in the picture with things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a West Coast. It was weird, but it kind of just got dropped. But whatever. It's just funny that nobody in LA will know anything, but there was a West Coast threat.
Yeah. All right. So I got to ask, because I've, again, been hearing through the rumor mill. Do you think Natalia has something to do with Sidwell?
I think he's her ex.
Okay.
I think it's possible that he's her ex, and the father of one of her children. I don't know for sure, and I don't think that she's in on anything with him. And I don't think she's like trying, I have a feeling that there's some connection there.
Which would be good, because without Blaze, and I don't get me wrong, Eva LaRue is fantastic, but without Blaze, she actually serves no purpose there.
Right.
And she's only there because of Sonny.
I mean, Sidwell could also be her brother.
That's true, too. Yes.
You know what I mean? And they're estranged or something because he's this big bad guy. But it's also would explain why she's not freaked out about Sonny's line of work.
Right. Yeah.
Because she's used to it kind of thing. Like Ava.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Got a couple things to think about there. Overall, great week of shows again. We're into sweeps week. We're going to see a lot more coming up. February sweeps month. So this whole month, I mean, it's been rocking on all cylinders for the past 6 months or more, and it doesn't have any signs of stopping anytime soon.
Nope. Love it. Loving it.
Absolutely. So any final thoughts about this week in General Hospital?
No, not really. I think we've covered everything.
We did. We covered everything. Chat, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, 219 people watching live right now. Again, in just about an hour to an hour and a half, when Monday Night Raw goes off the air, we'll be back on. I will be back on with John Anthony and Jesse B with the Raw Rewind. Say that 10 times fast. And we'll be back for Suds News next week, next Monday, 8 p.m. right here, as always. But again, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're watching on Facebook, react to it. Give it a like, give it a love. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Either way, because you're going to help us with our algorithm and get us in front of more eyes to grow.
Yes.
And again, I do want to remind everybody, if you want to help and donate towards the Lifetime Achievement Championship belt that we're going to be presenting to Laura Wright in April, go to buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media and donate there, and your name will go on the card that we give to her as well. So with all that said, for Angela, I'm Vinny. We'll see you next week for Suds News. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a great week, guys.